I'm Natasha Williams, and I help drained people who are always giving to everybody else and not being appreciated for it to recognize their worth and to create fulfilling relationships and careers. And what I want to discuss with you today is why it is so hard to quit a vice. Why is it so hard to quit smoking, to stop drinking, to lose weight? And the reason is we're looking in the wrong place. We're looking at the actual thing as if that thing is a bad thing. Now, that thing that we consider so bad, like food or cigarettes or coffee or whatever that thing is actually a cover for something that's missing in ourselves. So it's actually providing you some sort of comfort. And rather than fulfilling the comfort, we are looking at the thing to try and take it away. So we're not filling that void. Now, what happens is if I decide I'm going to go on a diet, all I can focus on is food. That's all I think about. If I decided I'm going to quit smoking, which I don't, but if I were, all I would think about is when I can have that next cigarette. And because I'm looking in that place, I'm not realizing that there's other factors that are causing me to want to have that cigarette in the first place. Now, we have 4 types of health, and they are not independent of each other. They are interrelated and they work with each other holistically. So we have spiritual health, mental health, emotional health, and physical health. And you cannot have one thing on its own without the other. So let me give you an example. If I'm thinking of somebody that's passed away and I start to feel sad, I'm going to feel that in my body. I'm emotionally going to feel grief. If I allowed myself to feel grief for long enough, it's going to start affecting my physical body. And that means I might stop producing serotonin, my body will respond to the thoughts I'm having, and eventually I might even go into full-blown depression or apathy because I'm not allowing my thoughts to change, and so it's affecting me on a physical level. Now what people do is they might go to a doctor and say, I need serotonin, but unless they change their mental health, their thoughts around it, that serotonin is only going to be a band-aid. It's only going to fix the symptom and not the cause. And it's eventually going to spiral back down into depression again. So what we're going to look at is those 4 areas. Now, when it comes to spiritual health, ask yourself this question. Are you connected or are you disconnected? Are you mentally, are you negative or are you positive? Emotionally, are you feeling joy or do you feel despair? And physically, are you active, are you functional or are you dysfunctional? Now, if you've said the negative side of any one of those, it means that you're out of balance. And at any given stage, we might well be out of balance. You might not have had enough sleep one night, but we make up on it. It's when we keep continuing that pattern that it becomes a dysfunction. And that's all that disease is. That's all that a vice is. Now, let's say that I spiritually am disconnected. What might happen is I feel a void in my life. I feel like something's missing. But because I'm so busy working and engaging and I've got too many things to do than look after myself and go meditate, I need something to fill the void. And so I might reach for a cup of coffee or I might go to the fridge and go start eating. So instead of focusing on the food, it's looking at those areas in your life. Where is it that you're lacking? Where is it that you're feeling that you're not loving yourself? Now, self-worth is very closely tied in with that. Because what happens is people think that loving yourself is selfish. And also they don't know how to love themselves. And loving yourself just means taking care of your needs. As you would a child, you take care of their emotional needs, their physical needs, their spiritual needs, and their mental needs. If I said to you, go have a long hot bath, unless your body is physically drained, that's not going to make you feel better if you are feeling depressed, unless you just love the water and it relaxes your mind. But if you are spiritually disconnected, having a hot bath is not going to do anything for you. It might do it in an area wherever the imbalance is. So what I'm going to ask you to do is go and look at your life, go make a list of those 4 areas in your life and look at the areas where there's an imbalance. And then see what is it that you need to be doing. Do you need more physical activity? Do you need to socialize more? Where is it that you are denying yourself? And that is the self-love. Where are you denying those things? Because when you start giving those things, your whole outlook on life is going to become whole. You're going to feel complete. You're going to feel fulfilled. And then you don't need that vice anymore. You won't be reaching for a drink if you've got friends that you actually need to go and see. If you've created a space where there are people around you that support you, where they have equal values. So maybe it's the friends that you have right now that are actually draining you, that are causing you to drink more. Maybe the people that are in your household are not lifting you up. Maybe you need to go and find an outside source of inspiration where you can get that energy. I hope this helps you. And please, if you find any value in my videos, please like and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you next week.